Coronation Street has confirmed a huge development for Sam Blakeman, following his recent mental health struggles. Though his recovery seems to be on the right tracks, a major family issue could impact his progress. The extent of Sam's mental health crisis was finally discovered last month, when he locked himself in Roy's Rolls while suffering from psychosis. His dad Nick Tilsley made the difficult decision to admit him to hospital, where he was later diagnosed with schizophrenia. At first, Sam struggled in the mental health unit, feeling betrayed by Nick, especially when the latter tried to shield him from Megan Walsh's trial. However, in scenes that will air next week, the teenager receives some positive news as he is discharged from the unit. Though Sam's return home is cause for celebration, the rest of the Platt family are too distracted to get out the party poppers, following Sarah Platt's arrest. After confessing to Kit Green that she killed Theo Silverton, Sarah is taken into custody and grilled by DS Connor Swain. Trying to spare her accomplice Gary Windass, Sarah finally reveals the truth to the police and is charged with murder. As well as worrying about his sister, Nick fears Sarah's arrest could negatively affect Sam's recovery and wonders how he will cope with the news. Could this be another setback for the teen? There's never a dull moment for the Platts, points out our Corey insider. Nick should be able to look forward now that Sam is on the road to recovery, but the news about Sarah has everyone worried. There's bound to be scrutiny on the Platts now that Sarah's secret is out, not to mention the possibility of Sam's friends gossiping. Could this set back his progress? The Platt family has survived murders, betrayals, heartbreak and countless scandals over the years, but their latest crisis threatens to change them forever. In a powerful new Coronation Street storyline, Sam Blakeman finds himself at the center of an emotional battle that leaves his loved ones questioning everything they thought they knew about strength, recovery, and family. After months of pressure, fear and emotional trauma, Sam's future hangs in the balance. The young genius has carried burdens far beyond his years, and the consequences have finally caught up with him. Recent events have shown Sam struggling with his mental well-being after becoming caught up in the shocking Megan Walsh investigation, a storyline that pushed the usually cheerful youngster to his absolute limit. For Nick Tilsley, watching his son suffer is nothing short of devastating. Nick has already experienced unimaginable heartbreak after losing Sam's mother, Natasha, and witnessing the emotional fallout that followed. Since then, he has tried to protect his son from every danger Weatherfield could throw at them. Yet despite his best efforts, Sam has repeatedly found himself pulled into dangerous situations. This time, however, there is no simple villain to defeat. Instead, Nick is forced to confront something far more frightening, the invisible scars left behind by trauma. Doctors soon explain that Sam's recent behavior isn't simply stress or anxiety. The emotional weight of everything he has experienced has become overwhelming, leaving him in urgent need of specialist treatment and support. The diagnosis sends shockwaves through the Platt household, with every family member reacting differently. Sarah is overcome with guilt, wondering whether the family missed warning signs. David blames himself for exposing Sam to years of chaos surrounding the Platts. Gail desperately tries to keep everyone together, refusing to let the family fall apart when they need each other most. Meanwhile, Toya attempts to be the calming influence, reminding everyone that recovery isn't about assigning blame but about ensuring Sam receives the help he needs. As emotions run high, Nick faces the hardest decision of his life. Medical professionals recommend that Sam spend time receiving intensive treatment away from Weatherfield, giving him the best possible chance to recover in a calm and structured environment. While the advice makes perfect sense medically, accepting it feels almost impossible for Nick. Sending his son away feels like another painful goodbye. After losing Natasha, Nick promised himself he would never fail Sam again. Now he fears history is repeating itself. The storyline delivers several heartbreaking scenes as father and son share honest conversations about fear, hope, and the future. Sam, despite everything he has endured, shows remarkable maturity. He reassures Nick that accepting help isn't giving up, it is taking the first step toward getting better. Those words leave Nick speechless. Viewers see a completely different side of Sam as he admits that he has been pretending everything was fine for weeks because he didn't want anyone worrying about him. His confession leaves the entire family emotional. Even David, who normally masks difficult feelings with humor, struggles to hold back tears. As preparations begin for Sam's treatment, the Platts rally around him like never before. Long-standing family arguments suddenly seem insignificant compared to what truly matters. Sarah postpones personal plans. David puts family first. Gail becomes the emotional glue holding everyone together. Even neighbors across Coronation Street offer support, proving that Weatherfield remains a community when tragedy strikes. Yet despite everyone's determination, saying goodbye is anything but easy. Nick accompanies Sam to begin his next chapter, trying to remain positive while hiding his heartbreak. Their farewell becomes one of the soap's most emotional moments as Sam promises he will come home stronger. Nick quietly replies that he will be waiting every single day. Back on the cobbles, life suddenly feels different. The normally lively Platt household becomes noticeably quieter. An empty bedroom serves as a constant reminder that someone important is missing. Simple routines become painful memories. Nick catches himself setting an extra place at breakfast before realizing Sam isn't there. Gail walks past Sam's room several times each day, unable to stop herself checking inside. David tries distracting the family with jokes, but even he admits the house no longer feels like home. These subtle moments highlight just how deeply Sam has become the heart of the family. While Sam focuses on recovery, Nick also begins his own emotional journey. Friends encourage him to rebuild his own life rather than spending every waking hour worrying. Although reluctant at first, Nick slowly realizes he cannot help Sam unless he also looks after himself. This becomes one of the storyline's strongest messages. Mental health affects entire families, not just the individual receiving treatment. Every member of the Platt family is forced to confront difficult emotions while learning healthier ways to support one another. Meanwhile, rumors begin circulating around Weatherfield about what happened to Sam. Some residents express sympathy. Others make assumptions without knowing the full story. The gossip frustrates Nick, who eventually reminds everyone that mental illness deserves the same compassion as any physical condition. His speech earns widespread praise from those around him and becomes one of the week's standout moments. Away from Weatherfield, Sam slowly begins making progress. Updates from his doctors offer cautious optimism. The first few weeks are challenging, with Sam struggling to adapt to unfamiliar surroundings, but he gradually starts opening up during therapy sessions. He rediscovers his love of astronomy and science, using those passions as part of his recovery. Nick treasures every phone call. Each conversation gives him renewed hope that brighter days lie ahead. The storyline also changes relationships throughout the Platt family. David becomes unexpectedly protective of Nick. Sarah grows closer to Gail. Old resentments begin fading as everyone recognizes how precious family truly is. The experience reminds them that life's biggest battles cannot always be solved through arguments or revenge. Sometimes the bravest thing anyone can do is simply ask for help. As weeks pass, viewers finally receive encouraging news. Sam has responded well to treatment. His doctors believe he is making genuine progress, though they stress that recovery remains an ongoing process rather than a quick fix. The update fills the Platts with cautious optimism. Nick allows himself to smile for what feels like the first time in months. Gail immediately begins planning a family meal for Sam's eventual return. David jokes that he'll even cook, although nobody trusts him near the kitchen. The humor provides a welcome reminder that hope has returned to the household. However, Coronation Street avoids presenting recovery as a fairy tale ending. Instead, the soap emphasizes that healing takes patience, understanding, and continued support. Sam's future remains hopeful, but everyone understands there may still be difficult days ahead. That realistic approach has resonated strongly with viewers, many praising the program for tackling mental health with sensitivity rather than sensationalism. Ultimately, Sam's outcome represents much more than one character's journey. It transforms the Platt family forever. Nick discovers new strength as a father. David learns vulnerability isn't weakness. Sarah rediscovers the importance of family. Gail once again proves why she remains the heart of the Platts. And Sam, despite facing the greatest challenge of his young life, emerges as one of Coronation Street's most inspiring characters. His courage reminds everyone that asking for help is an act of strength, not defeat. As Weatherfield waits for the day Sam finally returns home, one thing has become clear. The Platts may never be exactly the same again, but perhaps, after everything they have endured, that isn't such a bad thing. Sometimes life's greatest changes don't tear families apart. Sometimes they bring them closer than ever before. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Crown ST.